We're going to show you how to live for free on this edition of Pensacola Historic Dream Cottages.
I love old things. Antique furniture, grandfather clocks, clawfoot bathtubs, classic cars. But my passion is historic homes. 20 years ago, this 1896 house was condemned. And with little money and no construction experience, I bought this house and restored it.
Back then, this part of North Hill was dangerous. Drugs, guns, robberies.
But that didn't stop me from restoring over 60 rundown and dilapidated houses. And when other visionaries joined in, we not only saved the neighborhood, we preserved a part of Pensacola's glorious past.
My name is David Everett, and I'm here to show you how to restore historical homes and how to save at-risk neighborhoods.
This is Pensacola Historic Dream Cottages.
I'm Stephanie Frazier.
And I'm David Everett. Welcome to our show.
We're going to tell you about our remarkable journey that started with David and one condemned house that now entails a large real estate portfolio.
So if your dream is to own your own home, be your own boss, or develop some cash flow streams, pay close attention.
We've been working together for about 6 years now.
Yep.
When I first met you, I was skeptical of your story.
And you're not the only one.
But now I'm a believer. I've seen your system and I know it works.
Great. Well, when I first started out, I didn't have a plan. I didn't really know what I was doing. I didn't have any education on the subjects. And so I just kind of dove in and started, figuring it out on my own. I didn't have, I'm not a banker. I wasn't trained in carpentry. I certainly didn't have things like Google or anything to help me learn how to do things in construction.
Right. Well, let's start at the beginning. Tell me how you figured out that you could live for free.
Well, in the beginning, I just wanted to restore a house. That was my big goal, and I didn't have a lot of money. I had a job that I was not making a ton of money from, so I had to kind of figure it out as I went. So I bought a house with no money down that needed a ton of work, and most people thought I had lost my mind. And but once you start working, you realize that these things are just little components, and you just learn certain little procedures, and the house, starts coming together. And, you can do, the live for free part. Basically living for free is when you're creating cash flow streams enough to pay for your bills. Mm-hmm. And you can start out with things like roommates to start out, to help out with that. So that's the start.
So you have one house and roommates who provide you with cash flow. Did you have a job?
Oh yeah, I owned a health club at the time, which I worked probably 10 to 12 hours a day there, and then at night I'd go home and work on the house. And every weekend for about 2 years straight, I was working on the house, trying to get forward momentum with that. So it was a lot of work. So if you're not afraid of work, this is going to work out for you, because it's not rocket science.
Okay. So what did you do next after you did this house?
Well, that house, slowly we got that one up and running, but I noticed that the neighborhood to the west of that house had fallen into a bad state of disrepair, and when we did the research on it, it had basically gone down and never came up since the Great Depression. So we just started buying one of those at a time and fixing those up to kind of create cash flow streams that, of course, as long as you have a cash flow stream coming in, it's going to pay for your rent and power and water and gas and garbage, and then you can kind of live for free off of your portfolio information or income that you've got developed.
Okay. So having roommates and doing that when you're young, so you've got the roommate situation and you're over that. How do you, what did you do next?
Well, the thing is roommates are a great start, but then you can buy a house that when you do one, you should do something that either has a rentable unit, a mother-in-law suite, or something that you can rent out and not necessarily have other people in your space. So like a duplex or a triplex or a quadruplex would be awesome, because you can live on one side and the rest of them, will pay for you to live for free.
Okay, so the first step in the process is live for free. Get roommates in the beginning, and when you save enough money to buy your first property, buy something that can generate income, like a place with a garage apartment or something you can subdivide into apartments.
Right. So your largest expense is normally housing, so it makes sense if you can eliminate that expense, then you're going to have more money to invest in properties.
And we'll tell you how David bought great properties for little or no money down when we come back.
At Red Door Property, we will teach you how to live for free. How? By fixing old houses and revitalizing neighborhoods. You don't have to be rich or particularly smart, just be willing to put in the work. We've been doing this since 1999, and we can teach you how to do it too. Our mentors will teach you the process of how to take a house from broken to beautiful. And we'll show you how to live for free while doing it. Pensacola Historic Dream Cottages has beautiful and affordable homes available filled with the charm of yesteryear and the function of today. Since 1999, we've been restoring homes in the North Hill Historical Preservation District in downtown Pensacola, Florida. Each cottage has been transformed into a beautiful dream home, only minutes from interstates in downtown Pensacola. Furnished and unfurnished 1, 2, and 3 bedrooms, even roommate house share options. Pick a home to fall in love with at the Pensacola Historic Dream Cottages.
Welcome back. I'm Stephanie Frazier.
And I'm David Everett.
This is an exciting time to invest in real estate in Pensacola. North Hill properties are in high demand because it's minutes from all the restaurants on Palafox Street, the waterfront, and easy access to the beach.
Also, west of downtown is also exciting. I found a really cool house I call the Flapper, and I just fell in love with it.
The Flapper is located at 1017 West Gregory Street. It is a little under 1,000 square feet. It is a 2-bedroom, 2-bath.
Yes, and the original condition of the house, needed a complete gut-to-stud renovation. It's a little 1921 house, so it's 96 years old, and just basically showing a lot of its age. So we went in and gutted it completely to stud, and just redid everything, and it was a painstaking renovation. We took about a year, took our time, did it right. The wiring in there is just amazing. There's nothing under 14 gauge in there. It's all 12 gauge or up. It's all copper. We have tons of lights, tons of convenient plugs. We did the phone lines. We did the cable lines. We just really fixed it up nice. We did privacy fencing and fixed up the yards, and we added a bathroom, and that was the original bathroom there that we kind of redid a shower that was already in there. We redid all the hardwood floors, and some of the hardwood floors had damage, so we salvaged some of the hardwood that was going to go under tile. We took that out and actually replaced the damaged area with the actual hardwood that came out of the home. And it just really turned out nice. We took all the trim out, all the doors out, and we didn't sand them all the way down because this was 96 years of patina that was basically in this house, and we wanted to kind of keep it and show that this is an older home, but a nicely restored older home. And we really took a ton of time on the windows. We actually restored the antique 1921 windows with the sash cords and all. And we also redid we found this clawfoot tub, and when we added the bathroom, we put in the antique clawfoot tub. So we stripped it down and sprayed the feet and painted it up, and I did a nice job of restoring that. We've actually restored about 50 historical tubs and put them back into these historical homes that we have on our rental, because we have probably 75 rentable units that we've redone over the years, because we've done over about 60 renovations. And but this we put in the Ubatuba. That's a funny name, I like saying it, Ubatuba. It's countertop, it's actual granite. We saved all of those really pretty ceilings, the original tongue and groove ceilings. And you can see the little faux stick-on. It looks like stained glass, and it kind of gives you a nice privacy in a bathroom. So it's a really good, lot of work has gone in on that one.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
When we looked at this house, we saw it as having a great investment potential, but instead of going to the bank and getting a loan, we took a different approach.
Right. Well, we put together a group of investors, and then we bought the property, and basically did the full renovation from there.
But the house needed a lot of work, and we had to get this house to the studs.
Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, because that demolition, I mean, we took it completely to stud,
Right, it
redid
took a long
everything.
time.
Yeah, it took, like I say, a full year to redo that house.
Right.
All right, so in the first segment of our program, we were talking about how to live for free and how to save money. Well, part of saving money is not having to spend any more than you have to. And one of these things, when we're renovating an old house, we want it to have the old-time charm, but we want it to be acting like a new house. And for stuff like that, you have to have specialty insulation. This is Joey Braswell, and he is with the, tell us about the name of your business. It's Spray Foam Insulation?
Yes, sir. Foam insulation.
And this is a different kind of insulation. It's it goes against the roof deck. It's not, and it's like a foam. It just kind of billows out, and it's, when we tried it at this house, it was amazing because I was standing in an attic in the summertime, and it was cool. Wow. That was, and that's why I wanted to, have you on the show to tell people about that, because it is really an amazing energy saving, and money saving device. So why does it do that? How does it do that? How is it so effective?
Well, the product, it's polyurethane foam. It's basically an adhesive and an insulation that glues to the roof deck of the house. And it's not installed like conventional insulation. Regular insulation is piles of fiberglass or recycled paper or cellulose, whatever they can blow in there knee deep. With that being said, foam is actually sprayed against the roof deck, and it stops the heat from penetrating the attic area.
It does.
A conventional attic probably runs anywhere from 120 to 150 degrees in the summertime. With foam insulation, your attic doesn't go over 80 degrees. So if your attic's 80, it's very, very simple to keep your house in the 70s, meaning your air conditioner's not running, your appliances aren't running because things are heating up. We normally see 30 to 50% drops in power bills after foam insulation is installed.
Now, is that foam insulation in just the roof, or is that foam insulation roof and walls?
Well, that's the reason for the range of 30 to 50%, depending on how far you go with it and how far you get. But we normally see a minimum 30% drop, even if you do just the roof, because that's your biggest heat load and your biggest factor.
Very cool. Well, I was just absolutely amazed because what we had, of course, we had a gas high-efficiency furnace put in our attic, and you have to have some, airflow coming to that. So they made us put in a little vent of air conditioning coming in there. And I remember in the middle of July on a hot summer day standing in that attic, and it was actually air conditioned. It was completely comfortable. There was no heat gain that the downstairs was fighting for.
Right, and that's what it does. It warrants off that heat. And it works the same in the wintertime also. Once you turn your furnace on or your heater, instead of the heat escaping through your ceiling fan and going out a normal vented roof, your roof is now non-vented. It's actually sealed. It's kind of like a cooler lid on your house. So it actually traps that heat and holds it. So your heating cost goes down as well as your cooling costs. So it works year-round for you, 24/7.
Okay, so you can do it in the roof, you can do it in the walls, can you do it under the floors?
Absolutely.
Same kind of stuff or different stuff?
It's the same product, but it's a higher density. It goes in the same application. You don't have to spray it to the same millage, but it does the same exact thing. It seals your floors up, helps with all the squeaks and cracks and dust and bug penetration, moisture exchange, really preserves hardwood floors. It's a lifesaver for them, as well as making the house quieter and tighter and more energy efficient.
Yeah, I've had some people say that their hardwood floors would, in the middle of the summer, buckle up and look like little teepees everywhere and trip you. And it was because the air conditioning was so cold in here and the heat was under the house, and it was, there was moisture there, and it would, suck that moisture in and teepee up. If that was a barrier, that would even fix those kind of problems too.
Exactly. What's happening with your house being climatized and it's not outside, it's actually wicking moisture there, and that moisture in the expansion and contraction is what's making your floors buckle. So if you change that thermal bridge and you insulate it to where that cold air is not getting out, which you're preserving the air in your home, but you're not getting the moisture up into your floor, so you're preserving the home at the same time.
One of our, people that we're teaching how to do stuff had hired you to go over to their place and had you do the ceiling and the walls, and he said it was so quiet in there, so it's like a sound barrier as well.
Absolutely. We hear that all the time, especially over on the west side of town. They notice that the planes aren't quite as loud, or some people who are by the train tracks. We've done studios and apartments near the train trestles and stuff to help quieten it down, not just the insulation purpose, but actually the acoustics.
Yeah, so you save money and it's quieter and it's just more effective overall. It's kind of like having an igloo cooler instead of a screen door.
Absolutely.
Very nice.
It costs a little bit more up front, but you consider if you look at what you're preserving your home, you're making it structurally sound, you're making it quieter and tighter and more energy efficient for the rest of your life. It never wears out. So it's a one-time investment.
It pays for itself.
Exactly. And
Again,
we tell our
money.
customers it's an investment, not an expense, because it's one of the few things you can do to your home that pays you back money forever.
Love it. Love it. Well, thank you so much for joining us on the
Not a
show.
problem. Thank you.
And thanks for being part of this renovation, because it really made a
Oh, it
huge
was
difference,
exciting.
especially for that old home that had never had air conditioning. So that's excellent. Thank you so much.
Oh, wow. Thank you.
All right. So on our next section, what are we going to be talking
Well,
about?
when we come back, we'll show you some great properties that have huge upside potential, as well as some of our properties on the rental market.
At Red Door Property, we will teach you how to live for free. How? By fixing old houses and revitalizing neighborhoods. You don't have to be rich or particularly smart, just be willing to put in the work. We've been doing this since 1999, and we can teach you how to do it too. Our mentors will teach you the process of how to take a house from broken to beautiful. And we'll show you how to live for free while doing it. Pensacola Historic Dream Cottages has beautiful and affordable homes available filled with the charm of yesteryear and the function of today. Since 1999, we've been restoring homes in the North Hill Historical Preservation District in downtown Pensacola, Florida. Each cottage has been transformed into a beautiful dream home, only minutes from interstates in downtown Pensacola. Furnished and unfurnished 1, 2, and 3 bedrooms, even roommate house share options. Pick a home to fall in love with at the Pensacola Historic Dream Cottages.
Welcome back. Our passion is restoring historic homes and saving neighborhoods.
If a lot of people that don't want to actually go in and do the work themselves, like we've been showing, because this is a lot of hard work.
Right.
And if you have, you want to do something with real estate, but you don't want to do the hands-on portion, if you have cash that you want to invest, we also have that type of a program. We call it our Historic Preservation Group program, so you can do things with us too. So that's kind of fun. We want to do things, our passion is restoring historical homes and taking care of old neighborhoods. And, we've been taking care of the western border of North Hill since 1999 and restored that whole area. And so we're, also wanting to, expand out and do some commercial and a little mixed use and things like that. So you can go to our website at PensacolaDreamCottages.com and you can select the tab of investment opportunities, and that can tell you a little bit more information about that.
Okay. We have a lot of pretty cool properties available. First, I wanted to go back to the second segment, the house that we showcased there. That house is on the market. It is listed for $179,900 right now. So if you're interested, give us a call at a Red Door Property is our brokerage firm. That number is 850-972-8511.
Excellent. So you can give Mouse a call and just find out what's going on with that, get a tour, and
Absolutely.
so that one's available. But we also have several things. We wanted to show you that we have things available to rent and to buy. And right now, I think we should probably hit Habre Way.
Yeah, Habre Way.
That's one of the ones that we teach people to take something old and fix it up and save money by living for free. And this is kind of one of those perfect opportunities, because this thing is like a 2,000 square foot house. It's on a big corner lot. It is on the west side, and it had a fire in it. And so the inside is just kind of, we've got that gutted. So somebody could actually buy that. And I think we've got that very reasonably priced
Yes.
at what?
We have that listed at $27,500 right now.
Yeah, so just you can buy it for very cheap and then, do what we do with it. And this one would be one of those, we call them a multi-generational home, where you have 2 different living areas. And, like for instance, when you have aging parents or whatever and you want to live on one side and have them their own space, this would be an ideal home for that type of thing. And we've got the design that we made, we can kind of share with the people who purchase it how we were going to set it up, because this was originally set up as, I think, a 4-bedroom,
2.5
bath, I believe. And then the room that we're showing right now is where the fire had happened. Somebody had a candle or something and then caught some drapes, but anyway, so there's smoke damage, and then that one room has some, wood repair that has to be done. But basically something like this, if we've done most of the gutting, we've torn out the ceilings and stuff, and see where everything's at. So it would be easy to, get the wiring down the walls and stuff because the ceilings are open. And I wanted to make sure that all the structure was in good condition, which it is, except for the spot where we have to replace the little burn section in that one room that it had, really got the heat going. This little back area, I was wanting to put in some, extra windows and stuff and open up some light into that area, and that could be part of that second apartment. Not really a duplex type of situation, because I don't think that area is zoned for duplexes.
Correct.
But it is a large house, and it's would be perfect for setting up either the roommate kind of thing or having a completely separate living area for somebody that can rent one side, you could live for free in the other. So
Correct.
That's a really good one. Now, so we've got a couple up and coming places too. Now that one is just one that we may end up fixing that one up ourselves because we've been noticing the comps in the area.
Yeah, the comps in the area are very good.
Right up the street, there's one that they're in the middle of renovating it, and it's already got a contract on it for like $90,000.
Exactly, and they're not finished.
I was like, maybe I won't sell that cheap and just hang on to that.
Yeah,
now there's a couple other ones that, we've got the one we call the Monarch.
Yes.
Now that's an up and coming project. It's in the works right now. The Monarch is over off of, I guess, Airport.
Yeah, off of Airport.
Yeah, kind of on the west side of the I-110 corridor. And it's a 60s neighborhood. It's very quiet back there.
Yeah, the house was built in 1959.
In 59? Okay. So we got it in this condition. And this is the way I like to buy a house. It looks horrible. And that's the way I like it because you get a good deal on it.
It is
and
pretty
then you
horrible.
can go in and boy, it smells bad too. So this had sat abandoned for quite a while. And this is the initial shots when we originally bought it. And we've done a lot of work since then. This house is probably at this point, probably 75-80% done.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's kind of funny seeing it when it was, back the fuzz off of the ceiling fans. I was like, oh my goodness, somebody hadn't cleaned that fan in a very long time.
Poor fan.
But that's the way I find these houses, and I like to find them in that kind of condition because you get the best deals.
Absolutely.
You put the the work into it. And then we've got another one that that's right down the street from you.
Absolutely, yes.
And we call that the Love Shack. Now we name everything because we got too many houses, and
it's
so
hard
it's
to remember all the
remember all the
addresses.
numbers. So everything has its own personality. And the Love Shack is one that had been abandoned since 1989, I think.
Yes.
And people would just break into it, and it was just kind of a hangout for the kids.
Yeah,
and
the kids used it as a hangout house.
And so this is the condition that we found this in. But then I guess around the corner from this, a house in literally around, it's just a few houses away.
Yeah, just a few houses away.
But it was bought about a year ago for
They bought it, I believe, for
$48,000.
$48,000.
And then they fixed it up, and this is the same age, same size. They fixed it up and they sold it for $220.
Correct.
So that's pretty awesome. And so this is one that we're going to fix up, and this is in the North Hill area, and this will be something that we'll sell soon. Now we have a couple for rent.
Yes.
Now we have Belladonna, and Belladonna is a beautiful home that was built in 1929, and we've nicely restored this one. You see the columns and balusters on this one actually came from a 100-year-old home that had burned in the area. But then we were actually able to salvage all of the internal trim from that 100-year-old mansion, which was the old fluted trim and base plinths and the hand-carved rosettes and stuff. And what we did with this one, we got it to completely to stud and rewired it and new windows, but we lavishly put that beautiful 100-year-old trim everywhere. And there's 4 facadally restored fireplaces, and we did a really cool kitchen. And the house is set up as a 2-bedroom, 2-bath.
Set up as 2-bedroom, 2-bath.
Yeah,
It's
the 1 bedroom.
1,100 square feet.
About 1,100 square feet. That's 1 bedroom, and then the bath in this one is gorgeous. We have the separate bathtub and
the
stuff.
master bathroom is beautiful.
Now, yeah, master bath. That's the master bath here, and we also have a commercial building. The commercial building is a wonderful office right downtown on Seville Square, and it's in awesome condition. It was built in the 50s,
Right.
but it's in fantastic shape. And we're renting it a couple of different ways. The offices could be rented individually, because there's, 7 offices?
Yeah, there's 7 offices.
And we've already kind of got it, the lobby decorated and the conference room decorated, and we got a full kitchen. And literally, you're walking distance to 20 restaurants from
Right.
here, and you're right up the street from the water. It's just a beautiful, beautiful area. And so the apartments the individual offices are renting for
they're renting in the $695 range.
But that's including everything.
That includes
power, water, gas, garbage,
lawn,
internet,
maintenance, lawn maintenance, everything.
Right. And then you can also rent the entire building. So you can call, what's your number?
Yeah, if you will call Red Door Property, 850-972-8511. I'll be happy to take you on a tour of the building and answer any questions that you have.
Fantastic. Well, I think that between the stuff that we've, teaching people how to live for free, and then, basically all the things that we have going on right now, somebody wants to buy something that we've done, we have several things coming up.
Yeah, we have several coming up.
Because we do go into a lot of painstaking renovations on these things to make them really nice. So, and so
sometimes it's hard to let them go.
It is. They become family.
I get attached.
I love them. But what we'll do is, give us a call if you need to buy something, or if you want to rent something, or if you want to just kind of learn the system and how to live for free. We have a lot of people we teach how to do this, and so we'll be happy to help you out. We'll see you on the 3rd show when some of these things are coming to fruition.